The concerning results of the massive airplane window blowout. And how do we fix this? Also, the results of a new study of something that could be very concerning of what you might use every single day. Also, $100 million, how you could get your share of that. And I'll give you the details of that here in this video as well. I know some things you just can't make up, and I'll show it to you here right on the screen so you can see it with your own eyes. You know, sometimes they say seeing is believing. Well, I know some of this stuff you can't make up. So let's jump right in. Thank you so much for liking these videos. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos. And here we go. Okay, did you hear about the airplane that had the window blow out and they had to make an emergency landing with the window completely exposed? Wow, could you imagine being on that airline? Yeah, so apparently it was, more than a window. It was a whole panel. You could see the picture here. The aircraft reached approximately 16,000 feet about 6 minutes into the flight before beginning its descent. And wow. And imagine if you were sitting right there by one of those seats. What a shock, right? There's also a even more shocking story that an iPhone apparently gets sucked out of this Alaska Airlines plane, fell 16,000 feet, and is found on the ground and still works. I don't know what kind of case that thing had, whether it was an OtterBox case or what, but God bless them. Yeah, apparently this case still works. The phone still works. They must have had.
Well, that's a hell of a commercial
Yeah.
for iPhone.
Can you even imagine what kind of commercials they're going to be running for either iPhone or whatever type of case that was? Because apparently there's a video going around that the person's actual phone was found via GPS location on the phone or whatever, and the phone actually still works. 16,000 feet. I don't even know if I can believe this, but apparently they found the actual person's phone and it still works. God bless them. God bless them. How many people have had stories where they've dropped their phone from 4 feet, out of their hand, and the screen cracks, right? And it doesn't work, right? Yeah. I can tell you some stories about my wife dropping a phone in vodka back from, back in our 20s, and my phone didn't work. So, let alone dropping it in, from an airplane. But apparently, United Airlines has found loose bolts on several Boeing 737 MAX 9s after grounding. United Airlines has found loose bolts on door plugs of several Boeing 737s during plane inspections. The Federal Aviation Administration on Saturday grounded dozens of 737 MAX 9s after the plane blew out mid-flight on Alaska Flight 1282. Plane manufacturer Boeing earlier Monday said it sent instructions to airlines to conduct the inspections of all these planes, MAX 9s in their fleets. And yeah, that's pretty scary. So I guess this was a good lesson to kind of have, because I guess this could have been a lot worse. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Okay, next up, I wanted to show you guys this new study that came out. Let me know your thoughts on this. Bottled water contains hundreds of thousands of potentially dangerous plastic fragments that you might be drinking. Take a look here. A new study has found that the average bottle of water contains nearly 250,000 fragments of nanoplastics, plastic particles so small they can potentially gum up the machinery of human cells. And I've actually read before that they can actually cross the brain membrane or something like that. I had read previously. I'd actually looked into this before, and I'll show you here. I actually had my wife buy a whole bunch of these metal, and who knows, how much, this is better, but I had my wife look into this, and studies have shown that drinking water out of metal is a lot better based on studies than drinking out of like plastic, because apparently the plastic has all this like plastic stuff floating around, these plastic nanoparticles, even based on previous studies, than metal. Okay, and I had actually looked into this previously, and look at what this new study says. The findings published Monday in the Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences open a disturbing window into largely unmapped corner of plastic pollution, marked by plastics, the approximate size of viruses or vaccine particles. We know microplastics are always in the environment. They're high up in the Alpine or down in the Marianas Trench, and quite a lot in the New York City water as well. But microplastics are comparatively large and easy to measure. He said, measurable in the millionth of a millionth of a meter. The team was concerned by nanoplastics, which are particles thousands of times smaller, measured in billionths of a meter. The smaller sizes can translate to greater danger because the smaller the particle size, they are easy to get into the human bodies and then cross different barriers. The tiny compounds can cross into the blood and then can cross the different barriers to get into your cells, interfering with organelles, cellular organs, and causing them to malfunction. Both micro and nanoplastics have been found to have a wide array of dangerous impacts on a staggering array of key systems in the human body. And the survey of recent research found that tiny plastics can interfere with the chemistry of the human body, causing impacts both on or from communities of microbes in our gut that help us digest food. Micro nanoplastics can lead to oxidative stress, inflammation, immune dysfunction, altered biochemical and energy metabolism, impaired cell proliferation, disrupted microbial metabolic pathways, abnormal organ development. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff. So is it safe to drink out of bottled water? And also think about things like Coke and Pepsi and soft drinks and all this stuff.
Into one of these.
Yeah, because
the bottled water, how long has it been sitting in that bottle of water, and the plastic leaching into that bottle? Where this you
would actually think is better because it's not a single use. The single use ones you would think are worse because you're using it one time and it's like taking the stuff out.
But the single use one, you don't know.
The single use ones are worse.
It could, yeah,
because you're taking
there for a year.
You got to think that you got, because the like there's something like a soda or a pop isn't gonna, you're gonna take the stuff off, and you're gonna take the top layer of the plastics off, and that's where a lot of the stuff is gonna come off. Something that you use every day, you're not gonna repeatedly keep taking layers and layers and layers off of plastics, you would think. Wouldn't you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But regardless, this is something to think about, us poisoning ourselves with plastics. So again, just something to think about, because remember that 50 or 100 years ago, we didn't have plastics. And 50 or 100 years from now, we as humans might realize that we were poisoning ourselves with plastics. And this is something to really be concerned about. Also, I'm doing a bunch of money tips going forward here for 2024 as I come across them. And if you're a Verizon customer, which millions and millions of people are, apparently they overcharged a bunch of you. Take a look here. Yeah, my wife says, shocking. How to claim your slice of $100 million Verizon settlement. $100 million. Seems like a lot of money. Some Verizon customers might have found an unexpected surprise in the mail this week. Apparently, this is not a scam. It's a real thing. It's a pretty big story. An opportunity to receive a refund as part of a proposed $100 million settlement from a class action lawsuit. Eligible customers are receiving postcards or emails alerting them to file a claim by April 15th to receive up to $100, which is the result of a lawsuit accusing Verizon of charging fees that were, quote, unfair and not adequately disclosed. At issue is Verizon's administration charge, which the plaintiffs said were misleading because the fee wasn't disclosed in their plan's advertised monthly price and were charged in a deceptive, unfair manner. Verizon has denied this, but nonetheless, they're going to be paying what looks like $100 million or somewhere around there. Yeah. So it looks like these, this is from the FTC. To apply, there's a special website that has been launched, and the payout is at least $15 or more, up to $100 per person. According to up to 100, yeah, from $15 to $100 per person or per account. And to file a claim, to go to the website is Verizon Administrative Charge Settlement.com. The other thing you could do, Verizon Administrative Charge Settlement.com. That's too long. The other thing you can do is go to Google and just type in Verizon Settlement, and you will see the link here is, the third one here. You'll get an idea that it's, not CNN or CBS. You'll see the one here that looks like Verizon Administration Charge Settlement. You can go to that one, and from here you will have to go through and file a claim and go through the thing and submit your information. You'll get here, submit a claim, and if you got a notice via email or whatever, you'll have to put your ID notice and confirmation code and et cetera, et cetera there. So let me know your thoughts. I'll be having more money tips for you. If you haven't yet, make sure to like this video for me. It really helps out our channel and spreads it out to more people here as well. Share this video with anybody else who has a Verizon account or anybody that you know. And also make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on more videos. Click here to see a new change that could bring up to $2,500 to millions of Americans. Or is war imminent because what just happened? You could see in this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.